For our first story tonight, we start with infrastructural development. The Road Maintenance Fund Administration and the International Labour Organization (ILO) have signed a memorandum of understanding aimed at strengthening feeder roads rehabilitation and improving rural infrastructure delivery in Sierra Leone. The agreement is expected to enhance efficiency, sustainability, and community participation in road maintenance projects across the country. Let's now join our reporter on Rewind Roy Fox, who has more.
The Memorandum of Understanding between the Road Maintenance Fund Administration and the International Labour Organization marks a major milestone in efforts to improve feeder road infrastructure in Sierra Leone. The two-year initiative seeks to address inefficiencies in traditional road maintenance systems by introducing a performance-based and community-driven approach to project implementation. The two-year initiative seeks to address inefficiencies in traditional road maintenance systems by introducing a performance-based and community-driven approach to project implementation. Speaking at the signing, the ILO representative, Tondirai Manoto, described the agreement as a significant milestone in the implementation of a two-year feeder roads rehabilitation project. He explained that the new approach emphasizes collaboration between communities, district councils, and national institutions to ensure more effective delivery and stronger local ownership of projects.
We believe if we're going to get decent work and if we're going to support the creation of employment opportunities in rural areas, we need to cultivate a culture of entrepreneurship. So what we are witnessing today is not just policy. We are witnessing entrepreneurship at its highest level. We are hoping that this seed that we have planted, we can sell this to the highest policymakers.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Road Maintenance Fund Administration, Mohamed Kalon, outlined key reforms aimed at transforming road maintenance delivery across the country through performance-based contracting.
For instance, from 2024-2025, what we have done at RMFA, we have invested up to 240.27 million from 2024 to up to 2026 within the feeder road architecture. What we are doing today, we just have to improve on these statistics that are given, because what this is also going to add to works that have been done previously, piloted in those 4 districts, which the maintenance of which and the sustainability part of it is what this MOU would address today.
He further disclosed that ongoing discussions with international partners, including development banks, could unlock additional funding to expand the program. The partnership is expected to significantly improve rural connectivity and support national development goals. SLBC News, Alwyn Roy Fox reporting.
The Ministry of Trade and Industry has concluded a specialized communications training aimed at strengthening Sierra Leone's trade promotion and global competitiveness. Communications consultant at the Ministry of Trade, James Kambia, said the project seeks to provide technical assistance to improve the country's business environment and position Sierra Leone for more competitively on the global market. Emmanuel Samura reports.
Speaking during the training, communications consultant at the Ministry of Trade, James Kambia, noted that skills gap and limited promotion of the country's national brand were among major challenges impeding Sierra Leone's trade competitiveness in the global market, prompting the need for the training, adding that effective communication remains key to advancing trade and investment opportunities.
We're not promoting the brand Sierra Leone very well, and also we have to do a lot more trade promotion. And this is why communication plays a significant role.
According to him, participants were introduced to core communication skills including communication planning, communication delivery, and crisis communication management aimed at protecting institutional reputation. And Hassan Kama was among the trainers that taught about crisis communications management.
So for me, making wrong decision can be man-made crisis. Because if a decision is not carefully taken, then it can affect the overall operations of our institution.
Participants described the training as timely and impactful. Senior Government Information Officer at the Ministry of Information, Nancy Kouma, said the sessions were particularly important for newly promoted officers whose daily responsibilities require effective communication skills.
We need our skills to be developed. So when we received the invitation from the Ministry of Trade to our director, it came in handy because we needed this. It's something that we needed because most of the topics that we have discussed are something that we do in our day-to-day work.
Whilst the communication consultant was optimistic that the training given could improve Sierra Leone's trade competitiveness on the global stage, the participants, however, called for more frequent capacity building programs to help professionals remain updated in the rapidly evolving technological world. The training forms part of broader efforts by the Ministry of Trade to strengthen institutional communication and support Sierra Leone's economic growth agenda. Emmanuel Samoa, SLBC.
The Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion has organized a validation workshop for its 2026 to 2030 strategic plan designed to strengthen peace building and national cohesion efforts across Sierra Leone. The commission, established by an Act of Parliament in 2020, is mandated to devise strategies and measures to prevent, manage, and resolve conflicts while promoting sustainable peace and national unity. Stella Bangura was in attendance on our reports.
Held under the theme, A Sierra Leone that is just, peaceful and cohesive, the workshop brought together stakeholders from government institutions, civil society organizations, traditional and religious leaders, women and youth groups, as well as development partners to review and validate the Commission's new 5-year roadmap. Given the opening remarks, Deputy Executive Secretary of the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion, Moses Magao, said the strategic plan serves as a roadmap for the Commission following the expiration of the previous 3-year plan. He noted that the validation workshop was necessary to review the earlier framework and ensure the new plan adequately responds to emerging peace and security challenges facing the country. Board Chairman of the Commission, Shodanke Johnson, described peace as an economic commodity and stressed the need for collective sacrifice in maintaining national stability. He said the validation exercise was intended to ensure the strategic plan is inclusive enough to sustain peace and national cohesion, while also allowing stakeholders to make meaningful contributions to the document.
We need inclusivity. We need people to be on board so that they will validate what has been written, because it's an issue about peace. And peace has to be inclusive. To get the contribution, we want to get the input from every area of the country. We want to get it from every voice, from every sector, so that it will be inclusive, so that the strategic plan, because it's for everyone, it's not only for Peace Commission, it's a guiding tool for Peace Commission to roll out the peace plan for the next 4 years in the country.
Participants at the workshop made inputs into the draft strategic plan, reflecting the concerns and perspectives of the organizations and regions they represent. Many also called for a change in attitude and a renewed commitment towards promoting peaceful, democratic governance in Sierra Leone.
All of us has a responsibility for Sierra Leone to uphold the peace, because if a country does not uphold its peace, the democracy would not work. It should be a fragile democracy, and good governance will not hold. So we need to come together. For me, it's not about the institution that is taking the lead, is my focus. My focus is about all of us come together as citizens
The document further highlights Sierra Leone's evolving peace landscape, noting that although the country has remained relatively stable since the end of the civil war in 2002, challenges including youth unemployment, substance abuse, climate-related land disputes, transnational crime, and the spread of misinformation continue to threaten national cohesion. The Commission says the strategic plan is aligned with national, regional, and international peace-building frameworks, including the ECOWAS framework, the African Union Agenda, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, particularly SDG 16, and Sierra Leone's Medium-Term National Development Plan 2024 to 2030. Through the implementation of the plan, the Commission hopes to strengthen conflict prevention mechanisms and consolidate sustainable peace and stability across the country. The 2026 to 2030 strategic plan outlines the Commission's vision of building a peaceful, cohesive, and resilient Sierra Leone, focusing on conflict prevention, strengthening national and local peace structures, and addressing emerging threats such as misinformation, climate-related conflicts, cross-border insecurity, drug abuse, and political differences. Reporting for SLBC, Stella Bangura.
Fellowship of Sierra Leone, in partnership with World Vision International, has engaged faith leaders in Freetown with the aim to promote vaccine uptake and the prohibition of child marriage in communities across Sierra Leone. Aminata Saise was part of the training and now reports.
The training session brought together faith leaders from both Christian and Muslim denominations to strengthen awareness and community engagement on issues relating to vaccination and child protection. Making a statement during the training, a representative from World Vision International said the engagement was designed to help religious leaders better understand the importance of vaccination and the dangers associated with child marriage in the country.
The faith leaders are very critically important because they are like the gatekeepers. They have the moral guarantor and standing within the communities as people who their believers or followers look up to, as people who represent God, as people who are righteous, as people who give them information from God and they believe whatever God says is the truth. So bringing them on board this particular training to ensure that we equip them with information and knowledge to go back and disseminate it to their congregation and followers, it will play a pivotal role in the reduction of abuse in terms of child protection issues and also reduction in terms of illnesses and sicknesses that have to do with diseases that could have been prevented by vaccine, just taking the vaccine.
He noted that faith leaders continue to play a significant role in influencing communities and changing narrative perceptions surrounding vaccines and harmful tradition practices. Speaking on behalf of faith leaders, General Secretary, Evangelical Fellowship Sierra Leone, Reverend Kadir Bassi, acknowledged the importance of religious leaders in promoting vaccine uptake and the prohibition of child marriage.
They are going to share it with parents, they are going to share it with guardians so that they can take their children to hospital for vaccination. So it's going to benefit them. Those children that have not been vaccinated, they can be vaccinated through their sensitization. Faith leaders are very important. Some of them even preside, they pray over the marriages. So we are educating them, we are sharing with them that there is a law now in Sierra Leone prohibiting that kind of marriage, early child marriage.
He further noted that faith leaders were key actors in educating communities on the benefits of vaccination and the need to protect children, especially girls, from early marriage. Other religious leaders during the training pledged their commitment to raising awareness in churches, mosques, and communities to ensure children are vaccinated and protected from harmful practices. It really forms part of ongoing efforts by the Evangelical Fellowship of Sierra Leone and World Vision International to improve child welfare, strengthen public health awareness, and support safer communities across Sierra Leone. SLBC News are in Freetown. Aminata Saise reporting.
The National Commission for Social Action, together with donor partners, has concluded a 2-day assessment visit to ongoing road and green storage projects under the Growth for Peace Consolidation and Youth Empowerment Project in Cambia and Karine districts. Our reporter Moses Conte went along with the team and now compiled the story.
The monitoring exercise focused on evaluating the process and impact of feeder roads, bridges, culverts, and green stores facilities constructed to support farming communities and improve access to market across the district. Residents in communities including Rokupo and Tonko Limba praised the construction of roads and bridges, saying the project have eased transportation challenges, improved access to schools, and boosted local business activities.
This community is suffering for a very long time. Today, you are trying. You are trying.
"400 young entrepreneurs in Freetown have graduated from the Social Media Sales Channel Training Program organized by Creative Hub Africa in partnership with the International Trade Center, GOICA, and Ready Sierra Leone. The training aimed at strengthening online business and digital marketing skills. The graduation and linkage ceremony held in Creative Hub Africa office in Lumley was to celebrate the successful completion of the program and connect participants with new opportunities in the digital economy. Esther Nene Camara reports.
The training was organized to equip young people with practical skills in social media marketing, online sales, and digital entrepreneurship. Over 500 people were registered for the program, but 400 successfully completed in 4 different cohorts. Participants underwent training in several business-focused social media modules like WhatsApp for Business, Facebook for Business, Instagram for Business, and LinkedIn that enable them to create and manage online business pages and strengthen their digital marketing skills. CEO and founder Creative Hub Africa, Aissatou Harrison, said the training focused on building participants' capacity to effectively use social media tools to promote products and services, increase customer engagement, and improve business visibility, noting that many trainees have already shown positive growth and improved understanding of how social media can support entrepreneurship and business expansion.
It's hooked to social media, but they're using it for the wrong reasons, most of them. And so when they come through this social media sales channel training, it helps them to use social media for business. The training is focused on social media for business.
The graduates expressed appreciation to the organizers and partners for giving them the opportunity and providing them the skills they believe will help improve their businesses and careers in a technology-driven world.
You see, for now, currently I have my business online. We can go to people and see halal exotic food. Then before this training, I don't know anything about online digital marketing.
The training is now taught us that we should have 2 different WhatsApp. So
Sierra Leone and Liberia have pledged to strengthen border security and regional cooperation in a bid to tackle growing cross-border crimes and improve trade and movement between the two countries. The commitment was made during a courtly visit by the Commissioner General of the Liberian Immigration Service and his delegation to Sierra Leone Immigration Department in Freetown. Sulaiman Babature reports.
Connect your country where you are serving and the people in country will send you to serve in that country.
The meeting focused on addressing challenges including drug and human trafficking, illegal migration, and struggling, which continue to affect countries across the region. Officials from the Sierra Leone Immigration Department presented ongoing reforms, operational structures, strategic partnerships, and plans to improve border management. The Sierra Leone authorities disclosed that the department currently has 418 permanent staff managing more than 1,300 kilometers of borders, with over 800 crossing points still unmanned. Chief Immigration Officer Dr. Moses Tifa Bayo described the collaboration as important for improving border control and regional integration, noting that Sierra Leoneans can now travel to Liberia using national ID cards instead of the costlier emergency traveling certificate.
And it's something somebody will take once. It's not something that you will have to take for 6 months or even 1 year. It's just once. Once you take it, you go across and you're back. So if you're somebody who is going to Monrovia, maybe let's even say twice a week. So you have to be paying $40 a week. So that's too much on our people.
Liberian Immigration Service Commissioner General Elijah Rufus said the engagement was a learning opportunity and expressed hope for stronger cooperation between the two sister countries.
This kind of visit and engagement will help us find a way out as border officers. We are the ones that work with our people along our common borders.
Both countries believe the partnership will help improve security, strengthen trade, and support safer migration within the Mano River Union and the ECOWAS region. SLBC News, Sulaiman Babature reporting.
The mayor of Freetown City Council, Yvonne Akisoya, together with a management team, has begun the installation of air quality monitoring stations at strategic locations across the capital, including the Broadcasting House at Newlandville. The initiative is aimed at addressing environmental pollution, carbon emissions, and other environmental hazards affecting the city. Esther Susanette Bassi has the detail.
The installation of 12 air quality monitoring stations across parts of Freetown marks a major step in efforts to improve environmental management and protect public health within the municipality. One of the monitoring stations has been installed at the entrance of the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation at New England, with additional stations expected to be positioned at key locations across the city to measure pollution levels in real time. According to city authorities, the monitoring system will provide critical data on air pollution caused by vehicle emissions, illegal waste dumping, open burning, industrial activities, and the increasing use of diesel generators due to electricity challenges. Mayor Yvonne Akisoya said the initiative represents a major milestone in understanding and addressing pollution across Freetown. She explained that the monitoring stations will generate accurate and consistent data to identify communities most affected by poor air quality and support long-term environmental planning.
So today, we don't take a step. As Yatta said, the first time for get permanent air quality monitors.
Today, we are taking an important step forward. This is the first time Freetown will have permanent air quantity monitors that continuously measure pollution levels across the city. Back in 2022, we worked with the UK government and UK Met's office to conduct air quantity measurements over a period of time.
WHO standard, so we know we get a pollution issue. Now, within 12 monitors, we go last for 5 years.
Yes, ma'am.
With the 12 monitors, we go last for 5 years. We go able for now get that measurement day by day, month by month.
She called on residents to stop illegal dumping and make use of FCC-approved waste service providers, while also urging stronger action on vehicle emissions and sustainable energy solutions. The initiative is also expected to support collaborations between the Freetown City Council, central government institutions, environmental agencies, and international partners working to improve climate resilience and urban sustainability. Authorities further believe the monitoring system will help raise public awareness about the dangers of pollution and encourage collective responsibility in protecting the environment. As the city continues to expand, officials say reliable environmental data will be critical in ensuring a cleaner, healthier, and more sustainable future for residents of Freetown. SLBC News, Esther Suzanette Bassi reporting.
Sierra Leone has hosted the 2026 edition of the West African Internet Governance Forum, bringing together key stakeholders across the region to discuss the future of the Internet, digital policy, and economic opportunities in West Africa. Emmanuel Williams was in attendance on our report.
The West Africa Internet Governance Forum, commonly known as WAIGF, is a regional platform established in 2008 to promote dialogue on internet governance and digital development across West Africa. The forum brings together government, private sector actors, civil society, youth, and international partners to discuss policies that shape how the internet is used and managed in the region. This year's edition, hosted in Sierra Leone at the Miata Conference Center in Freetown, is held under the theme Digital Sovereignty and Economic Value in West Africa Integrated Digital Market. The theme highlighted the need for countries in the region to take control of their digital system while creating economic opportunities through technology and innovation. Key discussion at the forum include cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, digital inclusion, and the expansion of the digital economy. Officials say the forum was aimed at shaping policies that will ensure safe, accessible, and inclusive internet use across West Africa. For Sierra Leone, hosting the WAIGF 2026 reflects its growing role in regional digital transformation and its commitment to leveraging technology for national development.
Also, definitely like to thank the WAIGF Secretariat for bringing back the Internet Governance Forum to Freetown. We're grateful to be able to host this critical platform where regulators, policymakers, private sector partners, civil society are able to really come together and discuss over these next, today's the fourth day, it's been a week of engagement within that, and we've already heard the really insightful conversations that are being had, and we look forward to the outcomes now over these next 2 days of discussions within that. So we're grateful as a country to be able to host this as such a critical.
As discussion continue here in Freetown, stakeholders are optimistic that the outcome of this forum will help shape stronger digital policies and unlock new economic opportunities across West Africa. The forum is expected to make recommendations that will guide digital development and cooperation among West Africa countries. For LCBC News, Emmanuel Williams reporting.
In a move aimed at strengthening transparency and accountability in public spending. The National Monitoring and Evaluation Agency has validated a monitoring report for 10 public investment projects. Emmanuel Williams again.
The National Monitoring and Evaluation Agency is a government institution responsible for tracking and assessing the performance of public projects across Sierra Leone. Its work ensures that government-funded projects deliver value for money, meet national development goals, and positively impact citizens. The validation process is a critical step where stakeholders review findings, confirm accuracy, and make recommendations before reports are finalized. The validation exercise held at the Freetown City Council brought together government officials, development partners, and sector experts. The 10 public investment projects under review distance key sectors including agriculture, health, education, and service delivery areas critical to national development. Officials say the exercise was not only about reviewing reports, but also about identifying gaps, improving project implementations, and ensuring that public resources are used effectively.
It does not operate in a vacuum. Somebody is responsible for taking it to the last mile. And so what we do is to engage those who are responsible for taking that project to the last mile. Today, right here, we have a chart of District 5. And so just 5 institutions are here. These 5 projects were verified always on 5 changes.
Stakeholders at the meeting also emphasized the importance of accountability, noting that effective monitoring can help prevent waste, delays, and poor quality project execution.
I would like to commend NAMIA for coordinating this rigorous exercise to strengthen the culture of evidence-based governance in Sierra Leone.
This validation process reflects growing efforts by governments to ensure that public investment projects are properly tracked, evaluated, and aligned with national priorities. NAMIA says the validated report will guide decision-making and improve the delivery of future development projects across the country. For LCBC News, Emmanuel Williams reporting.
You are watching News Hour coming to you live from Stellum Broadcasting Corporation from Broadcasting House here at New Englandville in Freetown. Sierra Leone's Deputy Minister of Technical and Higher Education, Sergio Aziz Camara, has reaffirmed the government's commitment to introducing a centralized admission system for tertiary institutions. Speaking at the 2026 policy meeting of Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, also known as JAM, in Abuja, Nigeria, the Deputy Minister said Sierra Leone is studying Nigeria's admissions model to improve transparency, efficiency, and accountability in higher education admissions. The meeting brought together over 2,500 participants, including vice chancellors, rectors, registrars, and admission officers from universities and tertiary institutions across Nigeria. Mr. Aziz Camara disclosed that Sierra Leone will begin consultations with JAB stakeholders later this month to develop a roadmap for the urgent rollout of the centralized admission system. Nigeria's Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, said ongoing reforms in Nigeria are focused on improving access, transparency, and quality in tertiary education. The Sierra Leone delegation included university leaders from Anes Bai Kromah University of Science and Technology and Jala University, who praised government's efforts to modernize the country's education sector. The Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education has assured pupils with special needs that all required examination materials will be available for the 2026 Basic Education Certificate Examination, BECE. The assurance came after BECE pupils at the Milty Magai School for the Blind complained of challenges they are faced with the classrooms and during public exams. Jisifu Mosure Suma has been finding out in these reports.
In a serene atmosphere at the Milty Magai School for the Blind, Wilkinson Road, the faces of visually impaired children speak hope and dedication to their education. However, their faces in other aspects of life seems blurred, as pupils preparing for the BECE said they are being faced with some challenges in the classrooms, especially on learning materials such as digital tape recorders, braille papers, braillers, and a translator who will help them in their daily learning. Ophelia Bright and Augustine Jana are in JSS 3 and will sit to this year's BECE. They lamented their plight or the challenges they encountered in the learning process.
In the classroom, mostly we deal with the challenges to get our materials done, like the notes or other things. Because of the learning materials, we often get little amounts of them because we use the recorders to get our notes. So in that base, in the classroom is a bit difficult for us.
As the Milty Magai School for the Blind clocks 70 years, the headmaster of the school, Sally Uture, said for the past 68 years, the challenges the school faces are numerous. He, however, commended the government and other individuals and partners for the support rendered to the school, but highlighted a few of the existing challenges the kids are faced with in schools and public exams.
So one of the key challenges that I would only want to mention here when it comes to public exams is learning materials. Yes, we are thankful to government, to donor partners who continue to help us, to provide us learning materials, but those still will be used and will finish. So when they finish, sometimes we don't have them. The children will be constrained to take examinations.
Responding to these concerns raised, the Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Conrad Saki, said preparations ahead of the BECE had begun for about 131,961 candidates nationwide and covering about 2,094 schools. The minister confirmed that learning materials for these kids are available and said the government is committed to see that all children have access to education, including those with special needs.
This government is committed to making sure that no child is left behind, and we have a policy of radical inclusion, which includes those who are disabled. Our posture on this is the fact that those who are disabled, once they are identified, we will provide reasonable adjustments for them to meet their specific needs.
The minister assured pupils with special needs that the examination environment will be friendly to them, considers it with utmost seriousness, with premium attention placed on the well-being of these kids.
As a matter of fact, I think a strategic objective 4 actually speaks to this. I think the strategic objective 5 also speaks to it in terms of providing a safe environment for young people. And in terms of safety, all of our schools will build in safety futures. So let me extend this to even people who are hard of hearing. One of the things I've been suggesting is that we need to have minicoms, which is a telephone system, which is a text-to-voice telephone system, which you can use to communicate with them.
The ministry reaffirmed government's commitment to inclusive learning and to address gaps in the timely delivery of specialized materials such as the braille versions of mathematics, integrated science, social study papers with raised maps and diagrams for practical components. Yusuf Mosire Suma, SABC News, Freetown.
In an effort to complement the government human capital development agenda, the Lifeline Nehemiah project has certified dozens of young people after successfully completing an intensive year of vocational training programs in various skills areas. The graduation ceremony highlighted the organization's commitment to empowering vulnerable youths through technical and vocational education, empowering them with practical skills to become self-reliant and productive members of society. Emmanuel Samora reports.
Speaking during the event, Executive Director of Lifeline Nehemiah Project, Prince Tommy Williams, reflected on the organization's journey and its long-standing mission to address youth unemployment in Sierra Leone. He recalled that over 16 years ago, former Nehemiah Boys staff members and partners gathered to discuss the future of disadvantaged youth in the country. According to him, the meeting resulted in a clear resolution to tackle the growing unemployment crisis among Sierra Leonean youth. That vision led to the establishment of the Better Tomorrow program, which has now evolved into a fully fledged technical and vocational institute. He further called on government, development partners and community stakeholders to intentionally invest in young people, stressing that the future of Sierra Leone depends on empowering its youth population.
So intentionally invest in young people. Yeah, that's my very plea, that we choose intentionally to invest inside young people, because this country will be able to rebuild the future, that when we intentionally invest inside the young people. Yeah.
Among the graduates was Fatmata Saidu, whose story inspired many at the ceremony. She narrated how she struggled academically after failing to pass a WASC examination, an experience that left her discouraged and uncertain about her future. Despite pressure to rewrite the exams, she decided instead to pursue vocational training. Defying societal stereotypes, she enrolled in the plumbing program at Lifeline and successfully completed the course.
Today I can proudly say that I am a professional plumber capable of plumbing an entire house on my own, something I am proud of.
Another graduate, Fatmata Abdullahi Jallo, described the program as life-changing. Living with a disability, she admitted that she once believed she would never be able to achieve anything meaningful. However, after acquiring ICT skills through the institute, she now feels equipped to compete for employment opportunities and encourage other persons living with disabilities to pursue vocational and technical training.
I feel say like where are they with this kind of condition, I not go ever do anything better in my life.
I am happy for this achievement, having acquired ICT skills, which has earned me some skills to compete for job, because before now, I thought with my disability condition, I would not be able to do anything meaningful with my life.
The Lifeline Nehemiah project continues to stand as a beacon of hope for many vulnerable youths, proving that technical and vocational education remains a powerful tool in addressing unemployment and poverty in Sierra Leone. Emmanuel Samora, SLBC.
Some residents at Macaulay Street and its environs have called on road authorities to reconstruct the road linking Mountain Court and the Hillside Bypass Road. They claim since that route was constructed, nearly 400 road accidents have been reported. Their call is for the road to be used as a one-lane route. Cynthia Kamara takes up the story.
This road links Mountain Court community and the new Hillside Bypass Road. Its existence is to reduce traffic congestion in the east and western parts of the country. What is intended to be a blessing, community people and other road users now described as appears dead trap. Just like this keke, certain vehicles, residents say, struggle to climb the hilly road the same way they struggle to come down. Such circumstances, including overspeeding and overtaking, they say, are among the key factors for road accidents that have claimed the lives of many. I am standing here at the Hillside Bypass Road, and since this road was constructed years back,
Residents residing at this crucial intersection connecting Hillside Bypass Road, Macaulay Street, Ranger Street, Regent Road and Mount Icor Junction, they have confirmed that over 400 accidents have occurred at this particular intersection, where a lot of lives have been lost. At this point, they are calling on governments to ensure that this particular Hillside Bypass Road is used as one way.
Accident boku, bike and bike, motorcar and motorcar.
Accident is many here. We are pleading for authorities to use this road as one way.
Right now, we got two people when they should not write and they work out and they do not pass and do one for up.
I make this road the first accident to have been here.
I witnessed the first accident that occurred on this road. The vehicle ran into Bishop Elwin Church at Macaulay Street. All of the passengers died.
It go right inside. Everybody died. Tell to the driver all. Witness, I see.
We just so we accidents. So like in common to we now.
We experience accidents here on a daily basis. To a point, it's now common. Authorities should give attention to this road.
Mostly for canon accidents can be.
However, the Director General of SLRA says the road is standard as per the topography of the road.
In the United Kingdom, United States, or wherever, the same standards, the same design principles would have been used, and of course the road couldn't have been any different from what you are seeing there. Accidents are caused, the factors responsible for accidents are three major ones. You have the engineering aspect, which has to do with the road, how it was designed and built. You have the vehicle aspect, tells you whether the vehicle is in a good condition, whether the brakes are good, whether the vehicle is functioning very well, and the lights are good, and so forth and so on. And the third aspect has to do with the driver himself, the human element. People, there's an alternative. Go through Macaulay Street and then get to Circular Road. As simple as that. If you know you don't have a vehicle good enough, don't use that here.
Meanwhile, community members say many lives are lost to road accident in that area. At the moment, they are mourning the loss of a 24-year-old woman about 2 weeks ago. They are appealing to SLRA to limit the road to a one-way route. For SABC News, Cynthia Kamara reporting.
This is news coming to you live from the Salem Broadcasting Corporation. We now cross over to our sport decks for all the latest updates in local and international sports.
Hello and welcome to the sporting updates that keeps you in the know. And by the way, my name is Abdul Kabi, and thank you so much for your time. Now, in a bid to tackle substance abuse and violence among young people in Freetown, the Islamic Sports Association has kicked off its annual Inter-Masjid competition at the St. Thomas playing field in Freetown. Here is the update.
The opening ceremony of the tournament vividly demonstrated the organizers' commitment to creating a viable platform for peace and national cohesion. The event aims to engage young people who are actively promoting the true ideals of Islam in present-day Sierra Leone and providing them with a constructive outlet for their energy. The Director of Sport at the Ministry, Arun Koji, performed the symbolic kickoff to officially begin the proceedings. In his address to the athletes, Koji urged the players to adhere to the core spirit of the competition, unity and discipline, even as they vie for the victory on the pitch.
This evil menace where they kill we use man in the society, whether these drugs, these harmful drugs. So again, as a religion, Islam, they play a young part for minimize the usage of dandy, for talk to youth man them. Because all of these things they start with the youth. Where youth man them begin them, and the people and they continue for use and right through. So again, the religion they teach we say, we not for do things away bad. So then they use sports for spread that news day. Or for spread a message they say young man them, youth man them, people are not for involved person to win about.
The opening match saw a high-stake exchange between Masjid Al Amin and Al Sunnah Wal Jamaa. Both teams displayed deep commitment and a sharp focus on finding the back of the net. As the defending champions, Masjid Al Amin wasted no time asserting their dominance. Their performance aimlessly blended tactical footballing skills with the discipline of Islamic doctrine. The champions kept their supporters on the edge of their seats and delivering a commanding performance that resulted in 3 unanswered goals. Following the match, the head coach of Masjid Al Amin, Al-Hussein A. Kaba, noted that the team arrived fully prepared to defend their status, noting that their statement win confirmed that they are well and truly on course to retain their title. Despite a spirited performance from Al-Sunnah Wal Jama'ah to hook their way into the game, the scoreline remained unchanged. Masjid Al Amin walked away with a perfect start to the competition and setting a high standard for the matches to come.
Now, on a very sad note, the remains of the former Old Edwardians promising midfielder Abraham Singh Kaku Kamara have been laid to rest. Well, he was a super brilliant footballer who inspired a good number of youngsters. Well, a big loss to the football family in Sierra Leone. He is loved by all and sundry in Sierra Leonean football. What a loss, and a promising footballer. He will be dearly missed by all and sundry. Rest in peace, Abraham Singh Kaku Kamara. That ends your update, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time.
May his soul rest in perfect peace, and many thanks to Abu Kabia for that latest update in local and international sports. Well, now to end the news, the main point again. The Road Maintenance Fund Administration and the International Labour Organization have signed a memorandum of understanding aimed at strengthening feeder roads, rehabilitation, and improving rural infrastructure delivery in Sierra Leone. The agreement is expected to enhance efficiency, sustainability, and community participation in road maintenance projects across the country. Sierra Leone has hosted the 2026 edition of the West African Internet Governance Forum, bringing together key stakeholders across the region to discuss the future of the Internet, digital policy, and economic opportunities in West Africa. And the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion has organized a validation workshop for its 2026 to 2030 strategic plan aimed at strengthening peace building and national cohesion efforts across Sierra Leone. Well, all that we have for in this edition of News Hour, which came to you live from the Salon Broadcasting Corporation from Broadcasting House here at Freetown. Continue to view public broadcast at the SLBC. News Hour returns tomorrow at 8 a.m. Goodbye. I've been your news anchor, Ibrahim Samra.